Hi, this is Zhao Xu with the Xinhua News Agency. Now I'm at the Forbidden City, also known as the Palace Museum. It used to be the imperial palace of the Ming Dynasty and the Qing Dynasty. But amid the coronavirus outbreak, it has been closed to tourists. So Xinhua has had an educator of the Palace Museum, Miss Yang, to give us a tour of the Palace Museum. Hi, Miss Yang.
Hi,
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
thanks for having me.
All right, it's your time now.
Okay. The Palace Museum is a national museum of China. It is housed in the Forbidden City, which was the imperial palace from Ming Dynasty to the end of the Qing Dynasty. For almost 5 centuries, it has served as the home to 24 emperors and their households. After the last emperor Puyi was evicted from this palace, the Forbidden City was transformed into the Palace Museum. And it is now the largest and well-preserved wooden complex in the world, and is one of the most prestigious museums for its extensive collections of ancient Chinese artifacts. So now we are standing in front of the Meridian Gate. The Meridian Gate is the southern and the largest gate of the Forbidden City. Unlike the other gates, the Meridian Gate has 2 protruding arms, so it forms 3 sides of a square in front of the gate. And we can see the Meridian Gate has 5 gateways. The 3 central gateways are close together in the central section, and the 2 flanking gateways are further apart from the central gates. And the flanking gateways are located between the central section and the flanking arms. It's very interesting to know that there are specific rules of passing through the gates. In Ming and the Qing dynasties, only the emperor may pass through the central gateway, the largest one. But there are some exceptions. The empress could also enter the Forbidden City through the central gateway on her wedding day. And the top 3 scholars selected by the examination could also exit the Forbidden City on the day when announcing their examination results. This is a one-time only opportunity in their life. And we also see there are 2 smaller gateways that will be used by the imperial family members and the high-ranking ministers. And the smallest gateways will be used by the lower-ranking ministers. Now we are passing through the Meridian Gate through the central gateway. Just mentioned that in the past only the emperor could pass through the central gateway, but now today we also working on this imperial passage. And we just look at the gates, is very large and heavy. So the Palace Museum opens at 8:30 from Tuesday to Sunday, except Monday, which is our closing day. So the staff of the museum need to open the 3 central gateway at 7:30 in the morning. And we need 4 people working together to open just 1 gateway. Now we are entering the Forbidden City. We see there is a special stone passage. It is very common to see this kind of path along the central axis of the Forbidden City. This path is only reserved for the emperor and linking the major buildings of the Forbidden City. For example, we can see 5 bridges spanning over the inner Golden Water River, and the central bridge is reserved for the emperor. The central bridge is much broader than the rest 4 bridges, and its railings are carved with dragons and clouds. Now we are standing in front of the Gate of Supreme Harmony. We can see there is a pair of large bronze lines. These are the traditional Chinese imperial guardian lines. They are the largest lines in the whole Forbidden City. The female line on the west is playing with a cup that represents nature, nurture. The male line on the east is putting his paw on a ball and representing supremacy over the universe. So the Gate of Supreme Harmony is a very important gate in the Forbidden City. The gate was originally built in Ming Dynasty. In Ming Dynasty, the emperor would hold morning court sessions at the Gate of Supreme Harmony to discuss state affairs with his ministers. You may be curious that why the emperor chose to hold sessions in the gate instead of a hall. That was because the three great halls were all burned down at that time. The emperor had no other choice but to hold morning sessions at a gate. In the Forbidden City, we can see hundreds of iron and copper vats that were used to store water as a precaution against fire. They are diverse in size and style. Ming Dynasty vats, for example, have simple rings on the sides, while vats from the Qing Dynasty have decorative bronze rings. We all know that Beijing is extremely cold in winter, so it is necessary to take precautions to prevent the water in the vats from freezing. The ancient Chinese people came up with a good idea. In winter, they would place the vats on stone blocks over small fires and cover the vats with blankets to stop the water freezing. So there would be always water in hand in case if a fire broke out. On the north side of the Gate of Supreme Harmony, there is a large square leading to the Grand Hall of Supreme Harmony. It is the ceremonial center of the Forbidden City. We all know that the Forbidden City can be divided into two parts, the outer court and the inner court. And in the outer court, there are very famous three state halls. They are the Hall of Supreme Harmony, Hall of Central Harmony, and a Hall of Preserving Harmony. They constitute the heart of the outer court of the Forbidden City. And among them, the Hall of Supreme Harmony, which is in front of us, is the most important and the largest building in the Forbidden City. It was originally built in Ming Dynasty, but later experienced several reconstructions. The existing one was built during Qing Dynasty. We can see the whole building was built on a three-level marble stone base, which is about 35 meters high, an equivalent of a 12-story residential building. It is 11 bays wide and 5 bays deep. The numbers of 9 and 5 being symbolically connected to the majesty of the emperor. And if we come closer to the hall, we can see the decorations and the furnitures are splendid. Because this is the highest ranking building in the Forbidden City, it uses the double hip roofs. Its beams are decorated with polychrome paintings bearing patterns of dragons. And inside the hall, there is a dragon throne in the center. And in the center, there are 5 dragons coiled around the throne's back and handrest. Around the throne, there are 6 pillars, which are all covered with gold and decorated with dragon motif. The Hall of Supreme Harmony was mainly used for ceremonial purposes, such as the emperor's enthronement, the emperor's wedding, and the Chinese New Year. So standing here, we can also imagine those grand ceremonies held here. The square in front of the Hall of Supreme Harmony covers a large area. Without a single tree or plant growing here, this palace inspires visitors to feel its grandeur. Now we are walking on a very quiet and beautiful road. It is in the west of the Forbidden City. Now we are in front of us. We can see 4 houses. Actually, in the Ming and Qing dynasty, they were ice houses. They are like semi-basements, partly above the ground and partly underground. The ice house has featured. The ice house is very interesting because they only have doors but no windows. The walls are very thick. That is to maintain a low rooming temperature. So in the winter, when the rivers are frozen, the servants in the Forbidden City would go to the rivers nearby around the Forbidden City to dig out ice. They would cut the ice into cubes of the same size and store them in the ice houses. Walking along this road, we can get to the Palace of Contention and Tranquility. This was a palatial residence built for the Empress Dowager. The front hall was used for ceremonial purposes. For example, the Empress Dowager would hold a big ceremony here to celebrate her birthday. And on the Emperor's wedding day, the Emperor would also come to here and pay his respects to the Empress Dowager. In the opposite of the Palace of Compassion and Tranquility, there is a big garden, very beautiful garden, built for the Empress Dowagers and the Empress concubines. They could chat and rest in this garden and appreciate the beauty. This is pretty much what we have today. Thanks for watching.